Hello friends, once again welcome to the Anag Academy YouTube channel. As you know, we are running a weekly current affairs series for the RS Mains examination, in which we are discussing the weekly on the weekly basis current affairs from the July 2024 to the 15th of June 2025 up to the actual examination to be held in June 2025. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the mains question answers in the 50 and 100 works format for the week 4 of August 2024. ठीक है, and for that the topics have already been discussed in another video, and I will provide the link of that video in the description section of this particular lecture. So if you have not visited or watched that video, I must suggest and recommend please go to that video and take the knowledge of each and every concept that I have been discussed there, so that you are probable to and comfortable to answer these questions which are being discussed in this particular slide. And you think you are you don't require to do that, as you have already prepared for the current affairs section of that particular time period. So you must go to the questions directly, and for that I also request you to first pause the video and answer these questions, then match these your answers with the model answers, and tally your answer which you have been written in your copy, and tally and compare your answer to the model answer, so that any kind of discrepancy, any kind of lacuna, if you feel there, you can may improve that point in the particular time period before the examination. Okay, so any mistake you made here can be rectified, but the mistake you made in the examination only, that cannot be rectified, and you have just to pay for that mistake in your result. Okay, so this is yours. So let's start the lecture. Okay, first question is of 2 marks and 15 words. What are the two main payloads of the EOS, Earth Observation Satellite 08 satellite launched by the ISRO? So the main two payloads are the Electro-Optical Infrared EOIR and GNSSR. GNSR is Global Navigation Satellite System Reflectory. Okay. Next question is, what is the main objective of establishing the Ceramic Excellence Center in Rajasthan? So the objective is to promote research, development and innovation in ceramic following global standards. Who was known as the Agniman of, and why? So Dr. Ramnarayan Agrawal was called as Agniman of India, as he was the first project director of Agni missiles. And you must answer the question, who is the who was known as Missile Man of India, and who is known as the Missile Woman of India. Okay, please answer these questions in your copy or in comment section, so that these questions may also be asked in the upcoming exam. Next question is, how much subsidy is provided to farmers under the component B of PM Kusum scheme? So the farmer without agricultural electrical connections get 60% subsidy, 30% from central and 30% from state on solar pumps, and remaining 40%, in the remaining 40%, 30% can be loaned by the banks and 10% is paid by the farmer. Okay, so please take the screenshot of this slide, and it may help you in the revision of revision of the content at the time of examination. Next, 5 marks and 50 words. So first question is, what are the main objective of the United Nations Cybercrime Convention, and what is the required for its implementation? So I have discussed this particular convention in detail in the video which is been mentioned in the description section. So if you want to discuss that particular convention in detail, you must go to the particular video. So the answer is, the convention aims to establish an international cooperation mechanism including data sharing and technical assistance to combat cybercrime. At least 40 countries endorsement. It says na ki what is the required for its implementation. So The requirements are at least 40 countries endorsement is required for its implementation. The convention seeks to balance cross-border surveillance and human right concerns. Okay. Next question is describe the key objective and training areas of the Lakpati Didi Yojana. So this Lakpati Didi Yojana is also discussed in today's lecture and in the last lecture also. Okay, so if you have not studied this particular scheme, so I would like to suggest you either you go to the today's video or go to the last video in detail. Okay. So in those two videos I have discussed this particular scheme in detail in the point of view of Rajasthan. So the question answer is the scheme aims to empower women targeting make 11.27 women Lakpati Didi within 3 years. Training includes skill like drone operation, LED bulb making and plumbing. The first phase aims to train 1.34 lakh women. Okay. Next question number 7. What are the major threats to the Aravalli mountain range and what impacts are they causing? Important question. This may be asked in the mains examination that is being to be held in the June 2025. The Aravalli range faces several threats from illegal mining, okay, deforesting and human encroachment. These results in the environmental degradation, depletion of groundwater reserves, loss of vegetation and soil cover and biodiversity crisis. Next question is what are the main features of the Bhishma Cube? Bhishma Cube mobile hospital gifted by the India to Ukraine. So the answer is Bhishma Cube are rapidly deployable mobile hospitals. Necessarily medicine and equipment are arranged in cube shaped boxes that can be transported by air, sea, land or drone. It is part of the Arogya Maitri program of Government of India. So it is kind of a human relief assistance to the area which are war prone or facing kind of man-made or natural disaster. And Arogya Maitri program is one of the major program of Indian diplomacy and Indian foreign policy. So next one is the 10 marks and 100 words. So question is what are the government's concern regarding the rising NPAs, non-performing assets in Mudra loans and what are the proposed new guidelines? So the answer is the concern about the NPA is the rise is in Mudra loans which increased from 41.16 crore in 2015. This is the year in which the Mudra loan scheme was launched to 16.08 crore in 21-22. So NPA at the rate of 36.61%. The reason for NPA growth include the lack of collateral, potential misuse and inadequate monitoring. The government has proposed new guidelines in the 2024-25 budget focusing on assessment of the borrower's repayment capacity and background check before loan approval, comprehensive KYC feasibility study and transparent procedures and strict monitoring. So these are the suggestions which have been mentioned in the 24-25 budget of the central government. Next question is why is Rajasthan a leader in solar energy production? Mention key initiatives by the state and the central government promoting solar energy. So the Rajasthan's abundant solar radiation and vast barren land make it ideal for solar energy production, making it a leader in installed capacity. Which kind of solar energy? The central government's PM Surya Ghar Yojana targets rooftop solar installations. Rajasthan government aims to save 1700 million units annually through solar energy and provides 60% subsidy on solar pumps under the PM Kusum scheme. That has been I have discussed in the last slide, with additional subsidy for SC/ST. And how much this subsidy, additional subsidy is 45,000 rupees for SC/ST additionally, okay, other than this 60%. These initiatives aim to reduce electricity bills, promote clean energy and meet 50% of India's power demand from non-fossil fuels by 2030. So here I have tried today another type of question framing in which I asked a question and you have to answer this particular question in all three formats in 15 words, in 50 words and 100 words. So here I discuss, if a question is asked in like 50 words and you have prepared that question for 15 words, so how you make that particular content in either in 50 words or in 100 words, that has been discussed in here. If you like this pattern or format, please mention, please give your feedback in the comment section. If you like it, I will make more question in such kind of particular pattern for further lectures or for further current affair videos. Okay, so this is for trial. Please give your valuable feedback in the comment section for this particular section, particular slide, so that that can be updated and reviewed in my next lectures. Okay, so the question is, what are the major reasons, what are the major reasons, one second, what are the major reasons for the agriculture, for the loss of agriculture produce in Rajasthan? Okay, so the in 15 words answer is, inadequate storage, lack of food processing and inefficient transportation are the key reason. So answer here is the only three key points: inadequate storage, lack of food processing and inefficient transportation. Now if you have to answer this particular question in 50 words, then write this question in this way: a significant again question is the same, what are the major reasons for loss of agricultural produce in Rajasthan? So in 50 words answer is, a significant portion of agricultural produce in Rajasthan is waste post harvest. Okay, so the main reason include the lack of modern and insufficient storage, same storage here. Okay, storage facilities, the in the absence of processing industries to add value. Okay, so food processing component, again I have mentioned but in 50 words, and the inefficiency of transportation system from farms to markets. So here I discuss about the transportation logistic problem. Okay, so this is the way where you can answer, enlarge a particular content at the time of examination. So I request you and I suggest you that you must answer, practice these type of questions before the examination, so your time to think about that particular enlarging process and skill, and your brain is trained by that particular skill, and so that you don't waste your time to thinking about this particular kind of questions and formats. So again I answered this question in 100 words format. So in 100 words, there are several significant reasons for the loss of agricultural produce in Rajasthan. The most prominent is the lack of adequate modern storage facilities. Again, storage facility which has been mentioned here. Okay, in the state, leading to the rapid spoilage of grains and horticulture products. Secondly, the inefficient development of food processing industries prevents value addition to the produce and results in lower income for farmers. Food processing, again I have mentioned it already here, food processing. Next, thirdly, the absence of inefficient and timely transportation system from farmers to markets also contribute to the losses. Okay, so here in this point I mentioned the transportation issue. Okay, so what you think, what are you seeing here is, I am making these 3 points again and again in other many different formats, like here 50 words and here 100 words. So these structural deficiencies causes substantial economic damage to the farmers. Okay, so here we wind up. Thank you so much guys to for watching the video, and please give your feedback in the comment section, how you are either you are benefiting by these lectures or not. And I request you to, if you are new to the channel and have not subscribed the channel yet, please I request you to please subscribe the channel, and please share this video, share this question answer and the lecture to your friends and your family members who are preparing for the particular examination, or they are thinking about to preparing for the civil services, either IAS or UPSC or RPSC or any other state service. Okay, I hope you like my video. Please give your comment in the comment section. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.